Zuheir Sofia. Zuheir Sofia is a 1969 graduate of Western in Economics and Business Administration, a native of Lebanon who came to Western to be with a friend in a foreign country, but soon made his own mark at Western and in this nation. He became president at Western of the International Student Club and began involving the club in the mainstream activities on this campus. He spent a successful career in the banking industry, and today he is a published author and is chairman of a private investment firm, Sofia and Company Incorporated, which provides financial and investment services. Our next inductee, Zuheir Sofia.
He works hard. He brings enthusiasm to everything he does. He's a person who really is genuinely interested in business.
I think Zuheir is very committed to certain accomplishments, keeps his eye on the ball, and makes sure that the execution is done correctly.
He may be from Lebanon, but his friends describe him as all-American. A strong work ethic, determination, and the will to win make up Zuheir Sofia.
Anything he's doing, he's committed to 100%. He knows the facts, he knows the details. You don't ask a question that Zuheir doesn't have a good answer for.
Sofia is one of the most successful bankers, not only in the United States, but the world. Just 2 years after his 1969 graduation, he was working for the Huntington in Columbus, Ohio.
I became the head of International Banking Division in '76, head of corporate banking in 1980, then become executive vice president of the company, become vice chairman and a director of the Huntington Bank. Then I become president of Huntington Bank Share in '84 and a director, and then chief operating officer in '86.
He spent 28 years there, and after helping it become a $28 billion bank, he founded Sofia and Company.
But as really I sort of begin to approach the magic of 50, now I'm almost 54, talking to Susan, my wife, and she said, you know, if you don't do it when you're fairly young and good health, have still a lot of energy, you're never gonna do it again. And there is no good time. It just said, well, maybe time is now.
When looking for a school, he discovered some friends were teaching at Western. It was then that Sofia's mother told him that if he wanted to go to school in the United States, he must go to Western.
Friendly atmosphere, good education, people who I know, so it worked well.
He quickly met the International Students Advisor, Dr. Bob Worster.
And he introduced me to a lot of people, and I instantly began to make a friend. And although you were in Bowling Green, Kentucky, or not in New York City or Chicago or, you know, other schools, but really people make you feel at home. They were interested in you.
I think his professors and the people at Western Kentucky really reached out to him when he was a young man and gave him opportunities, and he was able to take those and really run with them.
Friendships with Worster, Dr. Dero Downing, Dr. Kelly Thompson, and others helped Sofia overcome his homesickness. But one other thing helped too.
My association with the Delta Sigma Pi, which is a business professional fraternity, I have really made many friends and have a great time. And it almost it makes you forget that you are homesick because you really have somebody to go to all the time.
Education still plays an important role in Sofia's life. He serves on the Ohio State University Board of Trustees and the OSU Foundation Board.
He has never forgotten that what it had meant to him to get a very good, strong foundation within the educational system. The fact that he is now serving as a member of the Board of Trustees of one of our major state universities here in Ohio gives him an opportunity to continue to show his interest in higher education.
Hope Taft's husband, Bob, is the Secretary of State of Ohio and is a candidate for governor. She says Sofia is a role model for America's youth.
students today can learn from his example of how continuing to be a lifelong learner, continuing to give back to those institutions who've had a big role in your own development, and becoming the outstanding citizens of your community, as Zuheir is, are great examples of what young people could learn from studying his life.
He's incredibly motivated. He's an incredibly hardworking individual, and those things together combine to help make him very successful.
If he takes you into his confidence and friendship, he's there for you always, no matter what. The ups and downs, which everyone has, you can always call Zuheir, go over and talk to him and chat with him, and he's always there for you.
He is on that top 1% of people who can really analyze a business situation, a financial situation, and become very clear to him before it becomes clear to other people that there is a solution, and it's usually a solution that's very simple, and he has the ability to communicate that.
And he cares about people and ideas equally, I think. And he has great integrity, and I think that combination's unbeatable.
1998 Hall of Distinguished Alumni honoree Zuheir Sofia.
Thank you, Dr. Ransdale, for this wonderful introduction. I'd like to recognize my wonderful wife, Susan, here, and my son, Zachary. Thank you. My other twin boy, he couldn't get off to school. He's at Miami University. He's a freshman. And Sarah, my daughter, enjoying London, and she is spending money wisely. As a matter of fact, she ran out of money, and she called at 3 in the morning. She forget the time difference. And she didn't have enough money in the bank. And Susan told her, well, why don't you try a lower amount? Seriously speaking, Dr. Ransdale, Mrs. Strode, ladies and gentlemen, it's indeed a privilege and a great honor to be part of this wonderful tradition, the Hall of Distinguished Alumni ceremony at Western Kentucky University. I'm proud of Western Kentucky University. I'm proud to be a former student, alumnus, and friend of this great institution. And I'm humbled to be selected as an honoree of the 1998 Hall of Distinguished Alumni. Ever since the first settlement of our founding fathers at Jamestown in 1607 and at Plymouth in 1620, America has been the promised land, the land of opportunity, the land of the free, and the home of the brave. When those new citizens arrived, they did not find street paved with gold. They did not find an easy life. They did find freedom. They did find opportunity to better themselves through hard work, ingenuity, thrift, courage, dignity, integrity, and some luck. I am the product of this great nation of immigrants. And without Western education, I would not be standing in front of you today. I cannot think of a better time to express my pride in being a hilltopper than today. And as our motto said, the spirit makes the master. And indeed, our two wonderful spirit master, Catherine Thomas and Joni Flowers, were a great example, being wonderful hostess to us and our family yesterday and today. And for that, we are grateful. Reflecting on these great values, Western Kentucky University is doing its part by building on those principles. Under the leadership of Dr. Kelly Thompson, Dr. Dero Downing, who we are delighted to have him with us today, other Western Kentucky University president, and certainly Dr. Gary Ransdale, Western has created for all of us the opportunity to better oneself. A university educates, and at Western, we do that very well. But the important decisions in life are traceable to individuals endowed with the ability to lead and to take a stand. And that's what distinguishes Western Kentucky University. At this moment, I would be remiss if I did not pay tribute to few hilltoppers who have made the difference in my life. There are many of them, and I hope I did not offend anyone I will not mention today. They all were great friends. But for the benefit of our time schedule, and my wife told me to make sure you have written remarks so you can stay within your 4 minutes. So I did, Susan. I would like to express my profound gratitude to Dr. Kelly Thompson, who befriended me when I was freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior, and throughout my business career. Certainly to Dr. Dero Downing, who's been my friend, undergraduate, graduate, up till now, and I hope many years to come. Dr. Robert Worster, who unfortunately is no longer with us. He was the head of the International Student Advisor, distinguished professor of English at Western. Dr. Randy Capps, distinguished professor of journalism and communication, who we're glad to have him with us today. Dr. Glenn Lang, who is no longer with us, the head of the accounting department. I will never forget when I did get married in Charlotte, North Carolina in 1971, December 18. Susan, I remember the day. And truly, I was very nervous waiting for my turn to come. Dr. Lang drove all the way from Bowling Green to Charlotte to come to hold my hand. He said, it's gonna be all right. He was right there. To Martha Clark, and Martha was the head librarian, who was a wonderful lady and unfortunately is no longer with us. Those individuals and many others represent the highest Western Kentucky University tradition of caring, self-worth, compassion, and friendship. They represent the Western I know, and that is the Western I will always remember. Finally, if I can take with me a few thoughts from Western Kentucky University, there should be top among them: the value of time, the worth of character, the power of kindness, the influence of example, the virtue of patience, the magic of resiliency, the value of knowledge, and the joy of friendship. It is not coincident that these same golden principles were the one I learned from my father. Plato defined a great teacher as one who holds before the young the vision of greatness. That sums up my admiration for Western faculty and Western education. Many thanks again for this great privilege and great honor, and may God bless you all.
Brigadier General